Hello, Sharif here. And today, as a part of our Criticality series, um, I want to do another take on the Trump victory and what that means for us, those of us who are looking at the long game being we stand at the threshold of a new civilization. And how do we get past the threshold? And what is necessary to do that? And to do that, I want to remind you of something that you already know. You learned it if you graduated from high school. You learned it in high school biology, and this is the process of metamorphosis, where a being makes a fundamental change from one type of being to another type of being. And in this case, we can use the analogy of a metamorphosis, which is the difference between a caterpillar and a butterfly. Caterpillar has, a dozen or more pairs of legs. Butterfly has six. Caterpillar is a walking digestive tract. All it does is walk and eat and walk to the next thing to eat. Butterflies don't eat at all. They don't have a digestive tract. I hope you knew that already. Caterpillars get around by walking. Butterflies get around by flying. So, how does this one very terrestrial, very hungry being turn into the winged beauty of the butterfly? It's not willy-nilly. There's a plan. And the plan is based on the function of each of these beings. Each of the beings is perfectly suited for its function. Caterpillars are eating and energy digestive machines. They are gobbling up energy. Butterflies use all that energy, all the energy that the caterpillar has gathered to get it to its mating grounds and spawn the next generation. The thing that happens in the middle is where I want us to focus our attention today. What happens in the middle is the eating machine trying to gobble up your entire garden. It stops. It takes its butt and attaches its butt to a twig. It then peels off its own skin, which I bet hurts, forms a chrysalis, and everything inside the chrysalis dissolves into goo. I said in a prior video, when I was a kid, I accidentally rolled over one of these, the chrysalis, a chrysalis of a butterfly, and it popped open. And the goo that came out is something that even now, 65 plus years later, I still remember very well. There's nothing inside the chrysalis that looked like a caterpillar, and there was nothing in there that looked like a butterfly. Something happens in the chrysalis. Something happens that causes the cells of the caterpillar to dissolve. And something else happens that causes those dissolved cells to reconstitute itself as a butterfly. That's where we are right now. This is where we are on our planet right now. We, former caterpillar, are looking at the dissolution of our society. We, future butterflies, are saying, okay, what do we do right now? The one thing that we do is focus on being the butterfly. The butterfly fits its function, and our function is to create a world that works for all living beings. That's where we're going. And so we need to create the institutions, the techniques, all the things that we need inside this chrysalis and do it really quickly in butterfly time, um, quickly in civilizational time. Um, and on the other hand, the institutions of the caterpillar, things like, you know, dozens of legs, fur, digestive tract, eating mandibles, all that stuff has to just go away. It has to go away quickly. I don't mean that it's kind of going to maybe die or slowly fall apart. It has to dissolve. There are enzymes inside of the caterpillar to make it dissolve so that the butterfly can use this to create whole new institutions. So, one of the enzymes inside of our caterpillar is called the Trump enzyme, where all of the things that are caterpillar like get dissolved. They have to. If we're going to fulfill our task, our vision of a world that works for all living beings, if we're going to fulfill our vision of a world beyond war, beyond violence, beyond hatred and separation, beyond poverty, greed, and hoarding, beyond despair, if we're going to create that world, all this other stuff has to go away. If you don't want it to go away, you should go over here and cling to these institutions, which means you get dissolved also. Two things happen inside of a chrysalis. And as far as I know, only two things that are possible. One is that after a given point in time, a butterfly walks out of it and stretches their wings and flies away, or the whole thing dies. Those are your two options. Now, which one are you picking? If you're saying I'm going to stay a caterpillar, then you've picked the dissolve option. If you're saying, like some of us, we are going to be the butterfly, then you're going to pull all of these dissolved caterpillar cells over through some kind of a magnetic process. And, ta-da, we become the butterfly. Those are our choices. If we're going to stay butterfly, stay caterpillar, we're going to keep all of our caterpillar institutions. Good luck with that. And at that point, I need to put you over here because we've got work to do over here. I need to focus us on our work. Okay, so our challenge, we have a challenge. The challenge is for us, regardless of where we have been taught to focus, regardless of where our social media is trying to get us to focus, regardless of the sentimentality that we have toward the institutions which have failed us, we've got a job to do. And the faster we do that job, the better off things will be. I am very clear that we will be able to do that work and do that work in a realistic time frame. My lifetime, I don't know. The lifetimes of my children and great grandchildren, sure. We can do it. We have to do it. And this is the stuff that should make us excited to do our work on this planet. So, on this path, I wish us all well. I am looking forward to us working together to create a whole new world, a world that actually works for all living beings. Thank you, and bye.